Hello and welcome to Traits of a Narcissist. Today I'm going to tell you some common ways that a narcissist responds when you say something to them confrontive. Basically, you're calling them out on their stuff, and this is how they might perceive and respond to that. So, one thing you don't ever want to say to a narcissist is, it's not all about you. I remember hearing of a story of a child who had a birthday party, and the mother of that child came into the party and basically started acting the fool. So all of the kids at that party were so entertained and so focused on the mother that the child whose birthday it was totally forgotten and left in the dust. So when you say to a narcissist, it's not all about you, the narcissist has no moral compass to understand that, because in their minds, everything is about them and they will make it all about themselves. So they cannot handle if you confront them and say that, this is so-and-so's day, this is their special event. No, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, well, I never. Everything's about me. Everything should focus on me. I should have all the attention. So they get very upset if you confront them and say that. Another thing they don't like is when you confront them and say, hey, do you understand why she got upset with what you said? Do you understand why he is ticked off at you? In their minds, they're thinking, no, that's ridiculous. Why would anybody be upset with me? They can't handle being blamed, and they can't handle owning responsibility for having upset somebody. What they're thinking is, well, it's their fault. In fact, they might even say this. It's their fault that they're getting that bent out of shape over it. I didn't say that much to really upset them. They shouldn't be upset because this is just what I say. This is just me expressing myself. A lot of times they'll say things like, I'm only saying what everyone's thinking. And that's just kind of a cop-out of, yeah, you're right, I hurt them, I should go and apologize, I should make it right with them. They don't get it. They don't understand why somebody would be upset at them acting like an absolute jerk. It's got to be the person's fault that they mistreated for being upset about what they did, not the narcissist's fault for having done it in the first place. Twisted thinking, I know, but that is a narcissist. Also, if you say to them, you're not the victim, stop playing the victim, they actually will argue with you in their mind and think, well, yeah, I am a victim. Look what you did to me. Look what you said to me. Look at how you made me feel. That's how a narcissist processes that whole don't be the victim, you're not the victim thing, because they think they really are a victim. And in a sense, they actually were victimized, and that's how they turned into a narcissist. Their own needs were ignored, or they were put up on a pedestal and made to perform like some kind of a trained SEAL. And when they failed to perform the way their parent or their caregiver wanted them to, or whoever was in charge of them, then they were put down, mistreated, abused, neglected. So now they have internalized that and they're bringing it into their adult life. If you say to a narcissist, look, I'm not going to compete with you. It's not a competition. Narcissists think everything's a competition. Everything is a chance to one-up whoever is in it with them. The best thing to do when a narcissist is competing with you over something mundane that really doesn't matter at all, it's just, you have this talent, I have that talent, why can't we both be seen as talented? If the narcissist wants to win, if it's a case of a situation where it doesn't matter who wins, let them have the win. It's not worth fighting over. It's not worth trying to battle who is better or whatever. Just let them think they are. Don't tell them, let it go. Just let it go. Get over it. Move on. They can't. They must either blame the other person, or they will say, oh, well, I don't really care about them anyway. They're not worth my time. They're not worth it anyways. I don't know what I ever saw in them to begin with, so who cares? I don't really need them for a friend. I don't really need them in my life. I don't need anybody. That's commonly how they will respond like that. Now, what's interesting is you can also use this tactic if you have been discarded by a narcissist to help yourself get past them. You have to tell yourself, they were not a healthy person to begin with. I really don't need a toxic person in my life. And it's not that you're saying you don't need anybody. You don't need that buddy. Okay. Don't ever tell a narcissist, you hurt me. That hurt when you said that. You know what they'll say to you? Well, didn't I tell you that someday that would happen? I told you never to let me talk to you that way. What's the matter with you? Don't you remember the conversation we had that one day where I told you don't you ever let anybody demean you or degrade you? What, are you just crazy? Are you stupid to let me talk to you that way? Why would you do that? Don't you have more self-worth and self-confidence than to let me put you down like that? It's not, oh my gosh, you're right. I am so sorry I hurt your feelings. I am so sorry I said that to you. I can imagine that hurts you. No, they have no empathy. So it was your fault because you reacted to them hurting you. How dare you let them make you feel like you are hurt? How dare you do that? It makes no sense. It's twisted logic. Again, it's not even logic. Why did you let me mistreat you? Why did you let me abuse you? This actually happened to me with Darcy, the narcissist in my past. She's told me one day, listen, Laura, I want to tell you, by the way, that's my real name for anybody that doesn't know me as Laura. That's my life name. My online name is Dee Dee. So listen, Laura, don't ever let me or anybody else treat you as less than you are. If they start doing that, you just walk away. You don't ever let them talk down to you. Do you understand? Don't even let me do that. And then one day something happened and she just berated me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? How did I deserve that? And I didn't deserve it. It wasn't anything big that I did or didn't do. But she lashed out at me. And then I just went into the bedroom and pretty much stayed away from her. I was visiting her at the time. And I remember she came up to me like a day or two later and said, what's the matter? I'm like, well, you kind of hurt me the other day. And she's like, what do you mean? And when I expressed the situation that happened, she said, well, that's not on me. That's on you. I said, what? She goes, yeah, remember I told you the other day, don't let anybody talk down to you? Why did you do it? Why did you let me do that to you? Why on earth would you do that? I was so confused. Anyway, that's just a few tactics or traits, of the narcissist and how they react to things that might happen in the relationship. So when you see this in your relationship, you may very well be with a toxic narcissistic person. And I highly advise you to make a safe exit out of that plan, out of that arrangement. You don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. These people's thinking are so distorted and they need to go get help, but very few narcissists ever do. I hope you got something out of this video, and I'll be back with more as soon as I have some. Thanks for watching. Be blessed, everybody, and Shabbat Shalom. Today is the Sabbath. Have a good rest day and a great weekend.